another threat. There is a new, I believe, again, this is me, you don't have to agree to that. I think that we are facing a new Middle East order. That Iran is one of the leaders of this new order. How will the future look like? I don't know. Maybe we are heading towards a huge war, a huge round of escalation, or maybe something is happening that we don't understand with all the alliances between Iran, Saudi Arabia, Russia, and there's a new mixture of a new order that will actually contain everything and will calm everything. It's all connected eventually, by the way. Okay, it's all connected. There is a reason that Qatar sends money to Gaza on a monthly basis, $30 million every month. There is a reason to that. Maybe Qatar is part of the bigger picture. It's all connected. Behind me, this is the northern part of the Gaza Strip, okay? I just want to locate us where we are. Can you see the three chimneys? This is the power plant that is located in Ashkelon. This is the power plant that supplies electricity to the Gaza Strip. 47% of the consumption. And who pays for it?
We do.
When you say we do, what do you mean?
United States.
No, you're wrong. On the other side of the wall, there's sand. This is where the three northern settlements used to be. Nisanit, El Sinai, Dugit, okay? How many settlements are in Gaza until today? None, zero. Israel is engaged in 2005, okay? Now, just to hear and to listen to the names in Arabic, that's all, okay? You don't need to remember that. When at the test that you're going to have this evening, you don't have to remember the names, okay? So, the first town is going to be Bet Hanun, okay, right here. And there is a Hamas battalion in Bet Hanun. So when there is an operation in Gaza, the first village that we need immediately to enter, immediately to eliminate the enemy, is actually Bet Hanun. So Bet Hanun was reconstructed already 5 times. That's why you can see it's all gray, because they still didn't have the chance to paint it. And who supplied them the cement? You. Thank you, guys. No, it's not me, actually. Israelis buy cement from the Israeli company, but they also buy cement from Turkey. So we can say that maybe this is one of the biggest prisons in the war, and there is a wall and a fence and an underground wall, and who built it, with whose material? Israel's, yes, but also Erdogan's. Why? Because Israelis buy a lot of cement from Turkey? So you prefer to close your mouth and don't talk about it because it looks good when Israelis buy cement from Turkish factories and use the cement to build a wall that will actually blockade, yes or no, depending on how you look at it, the people of Gaza that you really support. So you want to look nice and you send an airplane to Israel and you will treat some wounded Palestinian terrorists in Turkey because you want to look nice. But on the other hand, you sell cement to the Israelis that will blockade Gaza, if we want to define it like that. So is it about money? Can money solve the problems? I don't know. I don't know. Not yet. We don't know yet, right?
It's always about money. Depends.
Okay, right there. This is Bet Lahia, El Atatra, Seifa. Strawberries, okay? We teach the people of Gaza to grow strawberries. Excellent ones, big ones. But this is the agricultural area there. Bet Lahia, okay? Jabalia, Mashrua Amer, and the biggest city in the territory is Gaza, okay? This is the city of Gaza. When I mentioned that I used to be the mayor, it was of that city. And down here we can see the border, okay? 2 fences. Again, I will trick you. What I can see is 2 fences and a wall. So the fence that is deeper in Gaza, this is on the green line. This is the first fence that we built in 94-95. And the fence deeper inside Israel, it's above, it's on an underground wall. The deepest tunnel that we found was 40 meters. It was behind this hill, okay, at Black Arrow. We already found 16 attack tunnels, 16 from Gaza into Israel. It was one of the biggest threats that Israel had to find immediate solutions to it. Actually, we had to deal with two big threats. One is the mortar shells and the rockets. So we invented Iron Dome, and we have actually 3 layers of defense. Now we are talking about the 4th layer for the hypersonic missiles from Iran. It will be the 4th layer. And we had to find solutions to the underground tunnels. There are two types of tunnels. Attack tunnels from Gaza into Israel. For example, you can see Gaza, you can see Sderot, 1.2 kilometers, that's all. And there are tunnels that they used as transportation, okay, as economy, as the economical tunnels between Gaza and Egypt. We disengaged from Gaza in 2005. And there was an agreement that the border will be closed and only with EU inspectors they will be able to operate the crossing. So they've implemented the three monkeys policy. I don't see, I don't hear, I don't talk. Mubarak in Egypt tried to deal with the tunnels underground under Egypt and Gaza for years, by the way. It's not something new. We dealt with that since the 70s, I think, 80s. I remember it as a young officer in Gaza, tunnels that used to smuggle cigarettes and other things. Mohammad used one of the tunnels to escape from Gaza in '88. And then it became a system, it became an economy that during the Muslim Brotherhood regime in Egypt, they looked at the reality and they said, oh my God, Muslim Brotherhood in Gaza, Hamas, it's us. Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, we like each other, it's the same doctrine, the same philosophy, the same belief. Let's support our young children. And Hamas said, oh, we are backed by our big mama. How do you do it? With this amazing policy. You don't see, you don't hear, you don't talk. On the ground, the crossing is closed. I implement the understandings with the international community and you see it's closed. Only what is humanitarian will enter and I will have to help people because they will starve to death or whatever. We are ready.
If one of the Hamas soldiers starts to approach and penetrate, what actually happens on the Israeli side?
You see that tank there? He will open fire.
Oh, okay. Like in the top of the...
There's a tank option. Guys, Hamas is the sovereign entity in Gaza. They conquered Gaza in June 2007. From the unity government, Fatah officials ran to the borders. 300 were captured by Hamas and executed. They tied their hands in the back. They brought them to those high-stone buildings there, as you can see. This is where they brought them with their hands tied in the back, shot them in the knees and throw them down. Now, to the ones who understand Islam, to the ones who understand Quran, you can understand the meaning of revenge. It will take 40 years. So we still have a long way, okay, when they will complete their sulha, yes or no, in between themselves. So what is the distance from here to the West Bank? Do you know? 40 kilometers, Hebron, 40. So when we talk about a two-state solution, guys, the meaning is state A, state B, or state A and state B. Who pays for all the services that we supply to Gaza? The PA, the Palestinian Authority. Who mentioned taxes? So according to Oslo, we collect the revenues for the PA. 650 million shekels a month. Before we deliver the money to the PA in Ramallah, we deduct for what we are supplying to Gaza. The reality in Gaza that 2.2 billion people are about to be left without a drop of water because of the aquifer. We supply only 12% of the consumption to Gaza. This reservoir behind you, okay, used to be a year ago sewage. We are the only country in the world that we treat 94% of our sewage. The second country after us is Spain with 30%. And we treat 94. We've created new water, sewage, desalination plants. The biggest one, the first one is in Ashkelon, near the power plant. And this is the one that supplies the water to Gaza, the 12%. I'm talking about 20 million cubic meters of water a year. With two connections, two pipes, one in Nachal Oz, one in Kisufim. And who pays for it? The PA. So can we just give them more? Yes. And who will pay?
PA.
So when we told them we should give them more, what did they ask us and who will pay? We told them you will pay. And they showed us a finger and not this one. So I flew to Brussels with Dr. Omar Katana, the Minister of Energy from Ramallah. It was in 2012 and we agreed that we are going to gather to the EU to ask for $500 million so the EU will build a diesel plant in Gaza. For the people of Gaza, that it will produce 100 million cubic meters a year for water, 50 to the aquifer because of the fact that the aquifer is collapsing. Okay, the aquifer is about to collapse. The aquifer in Gaza used to be very high, okay, during the years. As you can see, the Mediterranean, right? This is the Mediterranean. This is the natural border of the Gaza Strip. It's also controlled by the Navy. It's another challenge that we have when it comes to borders. I believe that to some of you, I don't need to explain what is the meaning of a water border, okay? Waves, divings, okay? And other issues. So for example, one of the solutions that we offered to Gaza is instead of using boats to fish inside the 9 miles or 15 miles, it depends if they are good kids or bad kids, why don't you just grow fish? And they said no to that. Actually, if they will start growing fish, and we did it with JICA, the Japanese, they can produce 22,000 tons of fish a year and get a lot of protein. So UNRWA, using your money, will actually buy less food that they will need to feed the people of Gaza. But they said no to that. Why? Because they want to show the people of Gaza that if boats enter to the sea, it's us who did it. 17,000 workers who work in Israel, guys. It's big money. We look at it in a Western way. It's like, oh my God, we are so amazing. It's like we look at the mirror and we almost fall in love in ourselves, okay? We are helping 17,000, 18,000 families in Gaza. They have money, they have a future, amazing. Okay, but how does the other side look at it? So the other side stands on a stage and says, you see guys, they were so afraid of our rockets that they opened the border for you. It's in the eyes of the beholder. So whatever you do it in a Western way of thinking. But you always need to understand the other side's way and how they look at things. Protective Edge, 2014. You know what? Let's go a little bit back. 2005 we disengaged, 2006 elections, 2007 June, a coup in Gaza. Hamas led this coup in Gaza, and since then they controlled the Gaza Strip, and they led 4 rounds of escalation since then. 2008 CAS led, 2012 Pillar of Defense, this is when I flew to Egypt the first time. 2014 Protective Edge, the longest operation ever, 52 days. Who won, Israel or Hamas? What do you think?
Hamas.
Okay, I would say we both lost, okay? It's a lose-lose situation, because in wars everybody loses, but this is a Western way of thinking, okay? It took us 2 weeks to convince the IDF, Benny Gantz, that they actually won, that they believe that they won, and they are convinced in their victory. The first picture came out of Gaza was Haniya, the head of Hamas, with a white jalabia, a new one, on the ruins of his house in Shati refugee camp. It's like, if you want to embarrass an Arab leader, why you should bomb his house? Keep it standing so people will start questioning why his house is standing. But sometimes we are dumb. Sometimes we are not so smart, as you just said. Or we think in Ashkenazi. Like me, I'm Russian, you know, I'm thinking Ashkenazi. And the first picture came out of Gaza was him with a nice kafia, and it was like that. We won. It was in Ma'arib, in Yediot. And we started to question, how come they think they won? We bombed the hell of Gaza. We destroyed factories, headquarters, 2,100 casualties, 12,000 were injured, damage all over. Okay, we weakened them so much, like we smashed them like cockroaches. And yet, they won. How come? It's 52 days of an operation. They launched mortar shells at the last second that the ceasefire started. And the announcement was, I won. I stood against the strongest military in the Middle East. If I can do it, you can do it. So it's a victory that of the beholder. May 2021, Guardian of the Walls, the 4th round of escalation with Hamas, okay? They launched rockets from Gaza to Tel Aviv. They stopped air traffic to Israel from Ben Gurion, a blockade on Israel. They launched rockets from Lebanon and Syria. Demonstrations on the border between Israel and Jordan for the first time. They launched rockets to Jerusalem, the protectors of Al-Aqsa, of Al-Quds, the heroes, and riots in the mixed cities in Israel. And who did it all? Hamas. There were 3 rounds of escalation between Israel and Pidge since then. 2019, 2021, I think, or 2022, and the last one. Okay, 2 months ago. Who won, Israel or Pidge?
Palestinian Islamic Jihad.
Palestinian Islamic Jihad. Who won, Israel or Pidge, guys? One guess. Yeah. Wrong. Hamas. Okay? Because Pidge tried to achieve all the achievements that Hamas achieved, and they failed. So who is the only one who can? Hamas. By making Pidge to fail, empowers Hamas to build their narrative of the heroes. Mahmoud Abbas is 87 years old. Guys, believe me, eventually he will die. He is sure that he will live forever, by the way, okay? I learned recently that his dad lived till the age of 102. I didn't know that. So when I told it to people in the West Bank, they said, oh my God, no way.
How old is he now?
He's 87. Now he will leave us naturally, or somebody will help him. That's how it works here, okay? And there will be elections in the future, even though it's weird. It's like, how can a terror organization participate democratic elections, okay? And who will win the elections? The ones who collaborate with Israel in the West Bank with security coordination that yesterday arrested the student that leads one of the Hamas groups in one of the universities because they are fighting Hamas, or it's a coordinated thing with Israel, or the heroes who succeeded to win the strongest military, or to stand against the strongest military in the Middle East. Who will win?
The heroes.
Hamas.
So our risk, or the threat, is that Hamas will control the West Bank in the future by free elections. Will Israel allow it? I don't know.
I hope not.
When it happened in the past, we did nothing.
Left wood.
I don't know, guys, I don't know what will be Israeli policy about it. Maybe it's about time, if we know that, to start talking to them, because the moment we talk to them, we hug them, we make them weaker. Maybe this is why when Bibi Netanyahu yesterday declared that we are going to develop Gaza Marine in the Mediterranean, it was the first act towards accepting Hamas as the future leadership, or to show everybody that they are actually, money can buy them. Because from gas they can make a lot of money. So is this, Bibi Netanyahu started to think in Moroccan? Not in Ashkenazi? I don't know, it's questions, okay? I'm asking myself those questions. Now, the crisis in Gaza, the aquifer is collapsing, the reservoir here used to be sewage. Can we solve them the problem? Yes, but the moment we add them water, they will create more sewage, because the aquifer collapses because of the sea that penetrates into the aquifer, and it's all with high salinity. And the sewage that they produce, 24,000 cubes a day into the aquifer, and 120,000 cubes a day are being spilled to the Mediterranean. Now, it's a beautiful beach, by the way, as you can see. I've been there for years. I love the beaches in Gaza, with one small tiny problem. The movement of the Mediterranean is from south, and it moves north in circles. Take sand, bring sand, take sand, bring sand, take sewage, bring sewage. Where? To Israel, to the power plant. This is where the diesel plant is located, that is capable to deal with seawater, but not with sewage. So, as we give them more, they will produce more sewage. So, can't we give them more electricity? Because they will need to operate treatment plants inside Gaza, so they will be able to treat the water exactly like we do, so they will be able to irrigate the fields in Gaza and grow more vegetables. Can somebody provide Israel a guarantee? Where is she with the rocket? Where are you? How do you build a rocket? You step outside, you find a pole, you cut it, you open it, you melt it, you build it, right? Do you need energy to do it? That comes from where? So if they have only 10 hours electricity a day, and we will supply them more for the power plant, we can, no problem. Can somebody guarantee us that they will not use this electricity to build more rockets that eventually they will launch into our cities? This is Ashkelon, 10 kilometers. This is Ashdod, 20 kilometers. You don't have to be smart. All you need to do is actually to use the beach and to aim, and you hit a city. This is how they build a narrative. Here in Gaza, understandings, they respect it. We respect the ceasefire, the discussions, the future, and they enjoy from soft power, okay, workers, that they use the money and tax it. Kerem Shalom, that you are driving, they also tax the goods that enter to Gaza from there. I know it because they used to send cement to Gaza. So my client showed me that they have to pay 8 shekels per ton that I send to Gaza. 8 shekels per ton, 1,000 tons a day, and it's only cement. Just calculate how much money is that. And 65% of the goods are actually entering from Sinai to Gaza with a company established by Sisi's son. It's called Abna Sina. So the goods that they send from Egypt, Libya, Sudan, okay, and weapons underground, it enters to Gaza, and this company taxes the goods. They're making an income of $700 million a year. So is it about money, guys? They have no problem with money. It's about image, it's about building a narrative. And can we solve the problem in Gaza? Of course we can. By the way, if you send me, I know how to negotiate. I will do it in Arabic, and I can reach to an agreement even better than what is discussed now. Now they are talking about 7 years, 10 years. I can reach to 25 years of hudna, ceasefire, okay? We will solve all the energy, economy, sewage, water, a port and an airport, and I can bring 25 years of ceasefire hudna. Would you send me to negotiate?
Yes.
Okay. Nobody says no? Everybody yes? We will save lives, of course. You know, there will be one problem. We will save many lives with one small tiny problem. That we will be building a three-state solution.
I'm sorry, but the time.
When was the last time they've launched the rockets from here? How long? It wasn't that long ago, was it?
2 months ago.
2 months ago, right?
You know,
Do you think that there's an uprising? Is there a concern that there might
This is
be,
one of the
like what we're
missiles
hearing in the United States, another intifada or another rise?
It's already started.
It's already started.